Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some more mono green. We basically played this at Diamond 3, got to Mythic, so we're trying it out in Mythic to see kind of how it goes from there, and just to prove that it's one of the better decks, if not the best deck in the format. We did change around some of the sideboard slots in terms of what we can grab in our best of one games, as we felt like the other cards weren't necessarily relevant very often as much as these other ones could be. So we're trying out that. If you want the deck list, here it is. And if you enjoy the content, please be sure to subscribe. Other than that, let's just get into the games. Good to go first. We have Elf, Burning Tree, Elf, Old Growth Troll, or Pelucranos. Yeah, it's fun. I do think if the Elf sticks, I'm going to jam an Old Growth Troll. If it seems like Spirits, I'm going to jam a Pelucranos. Kind of just depends on what they show us. This kind of makes me think that it's like our angels, so I want to play a reacher so they can't just get in on me. We can play land, we can play Burning Tree, and then Old Growth. There's the Bishop of Wings. Or yeah, I think it works out. Yeah. Play Burning Tree. Make it green. We won't get this Land War Elf down, which does kind of suck, but I think getting an Old Growth Trampler down is way better. Going 4. They block, their life gain advantage is going away. If they don't block, we take 4 life off of them, so it's much harder for them to get to that 27 that they need to get to. Valkyrie. Act for more. If they decide they have to block it all. Decide not. Like Cavalier. You miss everything, including we didn't hit a storm. Even a storm to hit off later with the Nykthos would have been nice, but don't hit that either. They're about to gain a ton of life. Is it going to be enough? I think so, right? Makes a 4-4. They're going to gain 4 plus 4 more. They gain 8. Go to exactly 27. Buff their board. Sweet. Oh, well, there's a Nykthos. Get to play the fun police game, I guess. Now we have to wait with all of our reachers, I guess. Have a cave come in tap, so collect the companies one more turn off. Sure. Turn might be the best case scenario. Oh, okay. Overhouse said Karn's really good. That is because we need to grab this Portal to Phyrexia. What did into play? I would assume it's going to be Angel, probably Valkyrie, if I had to guess what they're going to get rid of. Problem for them is I just keep... Ooh. How'd that go? Sure. I mean, no attacking here. We're just holding the line. They don't kill Karn. It's going to be Cityscape Leveler, which might have been more useful to take out a Valkyrie. I just thought Portal to Phyrexia was a good grab. But their creatures being much smaller, maybe they would feel less obligated to try to get in. Another Bishop. Gain 6 more life. Giada after. Gain 1,000,000 more life. You have to be careful on attacks, though. Yeah, see, they don't even attack us here. I would like to go to my graveyard. I'll bring back this Old Growth Troll. Eventually, at some point, I have to... Me and my opponent have to have a conversation. 2, 3, 2, 0. Takes out like all these tokens. That's a 10-10. But also like it's not just grabbing the Cityscape Leveler and taking out the Valkyrie and then swinging it next turn, taking out something else, just not as good. So we shrink a lot of their board. We have that in her. I guess flip this. Attack with one of these. See if they're willing to trade it. The reason we're attacking is like we could put a card on top to draw, but that would exile this. I don't plan on doing that. I plan on putting it in the graveyard and then reanimating it with a portal to mill to up my chances of hitting a Storm the Festival. So click a card at random and we'll decline this, of course. End our turn. So now Cavalier's in the graveyard. Portal will trigger. Hopefully they could exile it somehow. Not sure what they're playing, but this is best of one, so sometimes you do get oddball strategies. Oh, just a Giada. Okay. I mean, that's not like great, of course, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. We'll go to our graveyard, and like we said before, we'll put in this Cavalier. We miss on a Storm, but we have a draw. We get it. We might as well have got it, right? We'll take that out. Move to combat. We'll attack with this. Being big enough to take out roughly anything here. First one, Angel, gonna have to be the target, I think. I could have just kept that strategy up and kept attacking with the Cavalier, but trade that out straight up. Sure. No harm in playing this Burning Tree, I suppose. If it was a 4/4 like Old Growth, we would hold for Kiora, so Kiora can start drawing his cards. We'll probably end up grabbing, if I'm not dead here, because again, they missed again? That's tough. That is tough. Missed 2 Cocos. They don't kill Karn, which I think they're realizing they have to. They don't kill Karn, I'm grabbing a Silex and I'm popping all their tokens here. Which we'll see Karn go. I don't want to bring back my Cityscape Leveler because then it has to wait to attack. I want it to attack now instead of later. I guess we'll just grab a Valkyrie. Why not? What if I grow my board? You know? What if that's what we do? You really tried to just like tap my mana weird, huh? Still no Storm the Festival. Feeling cheated. What a weird game. The fact that they're at 82 and it's not really going to matter unless I pick off all their creatures. That's this one. Next turn we'll be grabbing the Resplendent Angel, gaining life with this Valkyrie, and then it'll hit above and then my entire board will get the buff from this. So kind of what we're going for. Playing it. I mean, you just take 8, let it die, and it'll be gone forever. No worries. We've been through half our deck in plus and haven't found a single copy of Storm the Festival, I don't think, right? Correct. Skyclave. What is that hitting? Yes. Not great for us, but we didn't want them to hit the Valkyrie for the reasons that we know. Yeah, see? Look. Now we're playing games. It's really cool. They have, like, no good trades. So. I'm going to swing with my Cavaliers, I suppose. I'll have a Reacher back with lifelink and 2 flyers. Sure. Because this Valkyrie doesn't trade cleanly. And I have to start trying to win, I guess. At 74, they're going to block, which gives me more chances. Man, Cavaliers, you just didn't really have to make that noise. You know? Almost about to make white man with this, so I don't have to lose my life. Actually, I shouldn't do it. I should keep it because it's going to come in as a 6/7 instead with reach. And I pay life to flip it, then I actually lose here. So, could I have paid for it all? 1, 2, 3. And make white. Yeah, I could have actually activated Nykthos. Obviously, this is a scenario that we don't really have to think about too often. For 3 white mana. So 1, 2, making 3, 4, 5, and 6. I guess I'm 1 short. Obviously, I have 18, but to do that, I'd be 1 short. But I have another Nykthos in the hand that I could play. Which, I mean, at this point, I guess I will. Make white. So we can activate this ability. And actually pay the mana and not lose our 2 life so we stay above 27. Or, I guess, at 27. Alright, opponent. Get your Coco and 2 Righteous Valkyries. Wow. What a brutal game. This is like the hardest part about Angels is you do have to do this like sit here strategy. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep reanimating creatures from their graveyard. Gaining that life. Slamware Elf. Honestly, at this point, you know what this strategy calls for. Make them figure out the math. You can even activate this. Isn't enough. I don't think so. Not even enough. Oh, it's so funny. So funny. The worst part is they do have a card in their deck that can get them out of this. That's not it. As much as they might have liked it to be. Good game, me, but I think they wanted to stick around and see if they... It's Gaia's Reconstruction, I would imagine, is the only card that has, like, play to get them out of this. I'm just picking a card at random. I don't really care. We're just going to try to get the combat. Yep. This is quite the board state to come away with the win on. Alright. I mean... Oh, man. It seems keepable, I guess. Just struggle because, like, this can't cast this. But he's played clearly too much Fable Passage, and they're just like, I'm not doing this. Black. Fable Passage will normally be used for other things. So like a sensor maybe? Oh no, we get away. A lot of times you play Fable Passage in your blue-black control builds in order to crack something and have a permanent leave the battlefield under your troll. So Fatal Push is good. But this looks more and more as we go on here, more like rogues. Priming, getting ready for, I would assume, future endeavors with rogues. Nothing wrong with that. You have to just worry about drowning the lock mainly. This on the stack. Could have activated Nykthos and then untapped, but prefer to do it this way. That resolves, no hesitation. We get something removed here. Sure. I'm gonna play it again. Draw another card. I mean, like, I understand doing it. I thought they were removing it because I was like, it still does the same thing. They're gonna get to attack and turn to drown the lock on. That's kind of nerve-wracking. And they're gonna attack here, I think. Yeah, so those are they're gonna buff each other, and Cure is gonna be gone. It's gotta be 8. I'm at 6. Oh, that sucks. Well, we get to do the fun stuff game. I haven't interacted with anything yet. I would like to play no growth troll. See how much they let me get away with this turn. To draw a card. Obviously, we're not going to do anything too crazy because we have this Nykthos. I actually get away with playing this Storm the Festival. Potentially. I just get away with it for free. I just wanted to draw more cards with the Pelucranos. Play down this Nykthos. This. Go ahead and bring out the Cityscape Leveler and attack. I don't know what they were pausing on. Maybe I tried to bring back City. They clinged to dusted or something. But once we started drawing cards off the Kiora, the game was going to be pretty much over because they would want to stop you from doing that at all costs. And now they can't even really get in an attack. I ever find another Cavalier or something. I have Storm, I have Burning Tree to play, things like that. I was just not trying to give them an opportunity to potentially counter, like, yeah, I could have played a Burning Tree to try to buff this, but if they counter Burning Tree for whatever reason, because some people will kind of wait to try to do it in between somewhere, they counter Burning Tree or turn stops. But if we just play Nykthos and lose the 2 mana, supposedly we get to continue kind of building such a board state that they can't get through. Yeah, seems fine. Landing the Burning Tree and the Wolf Willow to Karn, kind of pick up anything we need and pass. See how it goes. Oh, you got a Metal Spider. Not sure what this means. Sometimes it can be elves. You never know. We'll do this. Do this. There you go. We have 2 cards, so even if we get Thoughtseize here, they're going to have to play another one. The rest could also be played, I suppose. I'm sorry, it's Sultai Fight rigging. Enchantment so Karn doesn't shut it off. I don't really think I have a way to shut this off. I get Wombo comboed. I'm going to be pretty happy about it. Oh, man. I mean, we grab this and just kind of hope they don't have it, I guess. Get to play a Haywire Might, try to exile this fight rigging. I doubt that we don't see Rotting Regisaur, I think, is what they play. Blissa. Blissa's fun. Play this. Play this. Play this. Minus here to grab. Could just grab the Stone Brain and pretty much answer the rest, I suppose. Play this. Play this, exiling this. We'll hold. Just gonna jump in front of the Glissa. And we're gonna try to use the Stone Brain to just get the fight riggings out of the deck. Or destroy target enchantment, remove 3 counters that can kill Karn. You draw a card, you lose a life. Let's let the Landware Elf go. Technically, the Burning Tree, in terms of devotion, is providing more value. I do not know what that does. Hey, we create a creature. Nice. Fight rigging. Listen, hand, Aether Hub, sure. Or library, we'll take these, we'll take this. Or a card. Ah, yes. Okay. Oh, it was X out anyway. Okay. Done. So now we can probably go ahead and wait. Don't know what we're gonna do next. We're gonna basically go through their deck and just start exiling every card out of it with this Stone Brain, because Stone Brain exiles itself. We'll downtick Karn, we'll grab Stone Brain, we'll play it, we'll name Phyrexian Metamorph or something along this line. Whenever a creature in opponent dies. Sure. I'm gonna let that Glissa come in and kind of remove the counters off Karn, because again, this remove up to 3 counters from target permanent can actually take the counters off of a Planeswalker, because it is a permanent and these are loyalty counters. Ugh. Library for an aura? I don't know if they know how this will work. Are you gonna cast that aura? Not. That's a tough look. There's Fiora. On tap here. Minus here. Go to exile, we'll grab the Stone Brain. Play the Stone Brain. Activate Stone Brain. We'll take the card out of their hand. And 1, 2, and 3. Well, note that I picked all 4, so it just stopped me from playing. Green. Take Karn again. Yep, they figured out what we're gonna do. Post-game wrap-up, I suppose. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I still think Burning Tree is pretty good in the main board. I did switch up some of the sideboard slots that we were using with Karn to try to maybe find more relevant ones. Gormon's Crypt wasn't necessarily ever doing it for me, so I moved it to sideboard. Pithing Needle, I never felt like I ever brought it out either, so I was just trying something else. God's Pharaoh Statue as well. I generally felt myself so far ahead that, like, my opponents... Now, this could just be Arena. Most opponents just concede. So, and especially in Best of One, because that's just kind of the way the format ends up running. Especially once you get to Mythic, everybody's just like, I'm playing games to play games. So God Pharaoh's statue actually ends up going to the side or out of the 7 because nobody generally sticks around until I play it after, and they can't play anything. And against mono green, what we do, or the blue white Lotus Field list, what you actually do is you take your turn comboing off when you can, and obviously the downside is like we don't have anything that gives us haste, and Supreme Verdict is a hard, tough sell for us. So what we'll actually do is we'll come in and we'll actually grab Damping Sphere from the sideboard. I know it shuts off our Nykthos, but if we've done enough and created way past lethal amounts of damage, we don't care. We'll just cast those spells one at a time and go about that plan and worry about it later if we have to. So other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to say. Mono green is just the best deck in the format. Maybe besides red black, like control. Sometimes sacrifice finds itself better in the meta depending. But best of one's a little bit weird in that retrospect because it's not the same as best 3. You don't get to go to the sideboard and pick out what you need, but in mono green we do kind of get to do that, so you actually get that access where other decks do not. We're pretty good on this deck right now. I think at the beginning I'll show, I wanted to anyway, show a clip that I have, not a clip but a screenshot where I was 31-11 at some point. Kind of ran into some bad games as of recently, like kind of just some bad variance games where I don't find Nykthos or whatnot, which happens a lot. But we're like 45-24 right now with this deck, so pretty good. Also, we've done that. That's a lot of games. We've done that in like 4 hours, about 5 hours of gameplay time, and we went from Diamond 3 to Mythic within like an hour and a half. Deck's just good, so it's also really good at catching like all the other decks and what they're trying to do. So I hope you all enjoyed, and if you do, please be sure to subscribe if you want to. Other than that, I will catch you all in the next one, so get on out of here.